starts now.
I was driving about 30 miles per hour on the freeway, so you will need to take your time.
Take your time. That may be the best advice if you're hitting the road tonight. Take your time. Today's Super Sunday snowstorm causing huge delays for drivers everywhere.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this very, very snowy Sunday. We already have hundreds of school closings for tomorrow.
You can see the list on our screen throughout the telecast. The roads are treacherous and the snow is still falling. Weather authority Derek Kevra, who called this storm, has more on the radar right now. Derek.
Hey guys, we picked up a lot and we're still picking up more. The question now is how much more, and we're going to get to the answer to that. But let's look at what we've currently picked up. So far to date, 14 inches. How about that for Ida? Roseville 13, Mount Clemens 11. Folks, a lot of us in double digits, and what we're going to find here is that I think plenty of us are going to settle in right about a foot, if not a little bit more. And there is talk of 18 inches in some spots as well. Take a look at the system here. Now, if you're looking very closely, you can see by the end of the loop a little bit of that dry air in northern Ohio. I think we're going to see the snow let up just a little bit, but we're not done with it yet. The worst of the snow coming to an end, but all of the snow not coming to an end. For that, we're going to have to wait until about 6 a.m. tomorrow. Let's look at overall snowfall totals. A lot of folks in Monroe, Lenawee County, southern Wayne, southern Washtenaw picking up 12 to 16 inches before this whole storm is done. 10 to 14 for areas off to the north, and then 9 to 12 as you go a little bit further north than that. This will, it looks like it at least, will rest as one of the top 5 snowiest storms. In fact, probably the most snow that we've seen in one system in 45 years. Oh, yeah. Take a look here at Fox Futurecast as we set it into motion. We're going to run it through the rest of the night tonight. By 6 a.m. tomorrow, you can see that snow finally starting to peel out of here. And then we do have a decent rest of your day on Monday, but that's going to just allow us to really dig out from all the snow that we're seeing. How much more should you plan for? Well, probably about 1 to 3 inches, and a lot of us likely closer to 2 to 3 inches. You can see Detroit, about 3.2 more inches of snow expected. Port Huron, as we peel off a little bit of that snow from the western side of the state, looking at another 3.8. So here's where we go for tonight. 11 degrees. Excuse me. Snow continuing, the additional 1 to 3. Here's really the facts for this storm here. The heaviest snow ending about 11 o'clock. All the snow gone by 6 a.m. Very cold, very windy for Monday. Those wind chills are going to be in single digits, if not below 0, pretty much all day. So we're going to continue to be discussing the temperatures and, of course, the snow. And you can track all of this on your own with your smartphone with our free weather app. Free to download with your iTunes Store or Google Play. Just head over there, search for Fox 2 Weather, and you can download the app for free. We'll get another check on your weather coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Derek, thank you. It's already been falling for nearly 24 hours. We're not done yet.
No, we are not. This day-long blast of snow making a mess on the roads. Fox 2's Dave Spencer live in Southfield now with a look at what conditions are like out there. Dave, how is it where you are?
Sherry, we've been watching this all day and all night, and even though we knew what to expect, that people would be inside off the roads watching the big game, it's still hard to believe. Behind me is the lodge. I could see one car on it, just a handful at a time at any given time, and it hardly looks like these roads and the other roads have been touched by a plow at all. I know that's not the case because I've seen the plows go by a number of times, but as soon as they do, the snow just keeps falling. So it's this epic battle with Mother Nature, and right now, Mother Nature seems to have the upper hand. Pure as the driven snow. During about hour 10 of this constant battering, there was nothing pure about this Michigan storm. How are the roads?
The roads are really bad.
Inches add up by the hour, changing the way the professionals handle its removal.
We put an initial round of salt down for our first application just so that doesn't create any hard pack on the road. And now that we're getting ready to, the shift just changed, so we're getting ready to do some team plowing.
Like coaches in the big game, this game isn't won in the first quarter. You have to put your players in a position to win in the long haul.
Like 6 trucks together out on the freeway and just keep moving the snow over to the right to get it out of the way, and then once it stops, we'll be able to put some salt down.
A hard concept to grasp for those on the road less traveled.
It's not good. It doesn't look like it's been cleaned yet.
Harder still to hear that the real plan to clear the roads is still hours away.
And we've already planned for a 2 o'clock call-in. That way there we've got every run or possible truck that we have at least on the road.
Mechanics are here on hand to make sure all 24 trucks stay on the road. They do no good in this garage. As for your travel plans, think of how long it normally takes, then double it.
It usually takes me 20 minutes to get to church. Today it took me 45 minutes.
And just do your best to pick a lane and stay in it. And you heard the plan. They're not going to start the heavy plowing until 2 a.m. So right now, if you're hitting the road, you really do have to pick a lane and stay in it and go where that car in front of you is going if you have a chance to stay on the road. And we're just talking about the main roads, because I asked the people in the garage if they have any plans, if that's even on the radar to get into the side street. They say not a chance, not tonight. So best of luck to you if you're hitting the road this evening. Stay safe out there. Live in Southfield, Dave Spencer, Fox 2 News.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Dave. Along with the long list of public schools, we're also getting rid of several other closures for tomorrow. In Wayne County, 36th District Court and the 3rd Circuit Court will be closed. Eastern Michigan University and Oakland University canceling all classes for Monday. And since Lansing has declared a snow emergency, the Michigan House and Senate have also decided to close tomorrow.
And the city of Detroit says they'll begin clearing side streets at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Detroit Public Works says their crews are working 12-hour shifts right now, clearing the main roads. But tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., private contractors will begin clearing 10-foot wide paths on all city streets through Detroit. The city wants to remind residents not to park on the street and to shovel the sidewalks. And in Detroit or wherever you live, please clear a 3 to 4 foot area around the fire hydrant on your block, and also clear a path to the street.
It has been quite an adventure on area roads this Sunday. Michigan State Police encouraging everyone to avoid, obviously, any unnecessary travel. Conditions just terrible for much of the day. If you're heading out, take it very slow if you can. Susan Hills from AAA Michigan joins us now on the phone with some advice for drivers. Susan, first of all, how many calls have you gotten so far, and how long is the wait time?
Well, I can't tell you exactly the wait time, but I can tell you that from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. today, our service calls are up 27% compared to the same time period last week. So it's all hands on deck here at AAA, and we've been prepping for this since yesterday. So when the weather hits, we are ready to roll and just really trying to serve our customers, because when it comes to severe winter conditions we're experiencing today, we receive a high volume of road service calls for stranded motorists, car crashes, vehicle slide-offs, and dead batteries.
Sure.
And we're just reminding members that they should be aware that priority services will be given to those who are stranded or in a dangerous situation.
Well, that does make sense. But if you do have to be out there driving in the snow, what should we keep in mind to stay safe?
Well, you know, we've got to put we've got to remember the winter driving mode that we all need to get into. We've been spoiled for a while. This winter has not been as brutal as last year, so really keep plenty of distance between you and the other car. Slow down. I mean, and I know we've heard some other things prior to this report that leave yourself plenty of time to get to your destination. And we'd also like to support law enforcement's message, which says, you know, stay off the road. If you don't need to be on the road, stay off of it. And especially extra precaution for folks that are going home from Super Bowl parties right now. Yay, Patriots, but we definitely want everybody to be safe out there, and just extra caution.
Well, for people who do have to get home from those parties, they are out on the roads. If the snow and ice are making it very slippery, what do you do if your car starts to skid?
Well, it's important to kind of steer into that skid and straighten yourself out. Always know what your brake system is. If you've got anti-lock brakes, you press on those because they pump on their own. Manual brakes, you have to manually pump on them to slow your car down. So it's just really taking extra precautions and being extra careful out there.
Yeah, maybe if you've had a party at your house, maybe have people stay over for breakfast.
Yeah,
maybe that's the best advice.
Yeah, you know, spending the night's not a bad idea for a lot of folks, and you might be a lot safer doing that as far as driving and everything else. So that's a great recommendation. All
right, Susan Hiltz from AAA Michigan, thank you very much for joining us on this very snowy Sunday evening. Stay safe.
Yes, thank you so much. Be safe.
You too. Ron.
All right, the Super Bowl may turn into a pajama party. Well, the snowstorm's also causing plenty of travel trouble for anyone flying into or out of Detroit Metro Airport. Excessive delays are being reported in Detroit. By phone, we talk with Mike Conway, spokesman for Metro Airport.
The airlines have canceled a lot of flights, both because of weather here and weather elsewhere, other airports, other destinations. And there's been quite a few delays as well. So at various times today, the FAA has slowed down traffic into Detroit arriving flights in, which is causing delays to get out a little, or departures to get out a little bit late. But for the most part, we've kept the airport open and the roadways in decent condition. In fact, we've got 10 vehicles just doing roadways at the airport. But, you know, it seems like as fast as they go through, come back in an hour and they're all snow-covered again.
If you have a ticket or are picking up or dropping off a passenger at Detroit Metro, the best advice?
I would not recommend calling the airline because there's been so many irregular operations today. I would say visit your airline's website, type in your flight number, go to the flight status box on your airline's website, and that's the fastest, most up-to-date, most efficient way to get updated on the status of your flight. And by all means, do not drive out to the airport unless it's absolutely necessary because the roads are pretty bad out there.
Mike Conway from Detroit Metro Airport. Detroit had more than 300 canceled flights and many delayed. Statewide, Michigan had more than 400 flights canceled on Sunday.
Well, there's a very long list of communities that have declared snow emergencies for tonight and tomorrow morning. Remember, you have to move vehicles out of the way to allow crews to clear the city streets there. If you don't move your vehicle, you face getting a ticket or even being towed. To find out if your community is under a snow emergency, log on to our website, myfoxdetroit.com.
We've been tracking the system now for 24 hours. We still have a few more left. But it does look like there is an end in sight. By early tomorrow morning, we're going to see that snow finally exiting the region. But how much more snow can we expect between now and then? I'll have the answer to that coming up.
Five years ago, Lee got me $800,000 after my car accident. So when my daughter got injured,
He said to call his lawyer, call Lee. So I did. And Lee got me $700,000.
You should have called Lee. 1-800-LEE-FREE.
Take the Weather Authority with you wherever you go. Download the free Fox 2 Weather Authority app with live radar, alerts, and our hourly and 10-day forecasts. It's like having the weather team at the push of a button. Wherever you are, we can help. Put the Fox 2 Weather Authority app to work for you.
Brought to you by Bell Tire.
At Bell Tire, you always get the lowest tire price, period. Need we say more?
Bell Tire.
Dandelions start to fly. I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling free. I feel lucky. I feel free. I feel everything's a possibility.
With the lottery's new Lucky for Life, you can win $1,000 a day for life or $25,000 a year for life. Lucky for Life. It's luck that lasts a lifetime.
At St. John Hospital and Medical Center, we believe it's nothing short of a miracle to bring a person into this world. And as a medical and surgical leader, it's our mission to ensure every day is full of life. That's why we offer advanced care in every specialty, from trauma and organ transplants to cancer and cardiovascular care. Choose the hospital that treats the entire person, body, mind, and spirit. St. John Hospital and Medical Center. Believe in better.
When my son got injured, Lee took care of us. He got us $500,000. So when my brother's wife got hurt in a car accident,
he said to call their lawyer, call Lee. So we did, and Lee got us $600,000.
You should have called Lee. 1-800-LEE-FREE.
It's been a hectic 24 hours. We still have about 8 more before this whole system is gone. By about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, I think we're going to be dry. But between now and then, we are looking at an additional 2 to 3 inches. Here's the system here. Notice this deeper blue back on the western side of the state. That is what we're still watching, because as we zoom in a little bit, you'll notice that there is some clearer sky, or some drier air, I should say, that is moving into Monroe and Lenawee County. So the snow's starting to let up just a little bit, but don't be fooled. It's not totally done. As this darker stuff, the heavier snow, starts to move through the southern portion of the state, that's when we tack on the 2 to possibly 3 more inches, and that's going to bring those snowfall totals up to, in some spots, at least down to the south, 12 to 16. Wow, 12 to 16. Some spots as high as 18 inches after this whole system finally wraps up. Here's what it looks like. There's that low, and that low has been really the troublemaker, and as it tracks over to the northeast, it brings all that snow with it, so it will gradually leave tomorrow. Then we get on the drier side and the clearer side. By Monday afternoon, we should be actually partly cloudy to mostly sunny. However, we're going to have a lot of snow to dig out of. Let's talk snow chances here for the next 24 hours, starting at 10 o'clock tonight, going through midnight here. Still 100%. Now, by 4 a.m., it drops off to 90%, down to 40% by 6 a.m. So as we move through the rest of the morning then and then into the afternoon, the snow chances do drop off considerably. But still, until we can get to right here, right around sunrise, we're still going to have that snow in the forecast. How much more are we talking about? About 2 inches. So from now until, notice this, you can see the timestamp up there running all the way into the afternoon. 2.5, 3.5 for some spots, 3.5 for the city right there. So we do have still some more snow. Grand totals are going to look like this. Close to a foot, if not a little bit higher than a foot in plenty of spots. And that is an important number because we are inching up close to a top 5 snowstorm. A top 5 combined snowstorm for the city of Detroit. We may make it. Top 10 certainly looks like that's going to happen. Top 5, not out of the question. We're going to be watching that. Now, the winds still very, very gusty. Notice them still blowing at about 25, 30 miles an hour. So that's making that wind chill incredibly cold out there. And it is going to remain this low for the next couple of days. Or I should say at least the next day before we maybe get a little more heat by the middle of the week. But overall, we're setting up in kind of a cold pattern. 11 degrees overall tonight. Tomorrow, we get up to about 16. That's going to be it. With the wind chill through the afternoon, it's going to feel closer to 0 and at times below 0. Notice 28 degrees. That's that slight warm up I was talking about on Wednesday. But you'll see those overnight lows, some of those days near 0, if not 2 below, from Thursday into Friday. We'll have another check on that forecast coming up a little later.